What's up, GameLeapers? This is Iggs. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the 10 most broken champions for patch 13.12 based on the notes that came out on Twitter a few days ago. So make sure you stick around for the whole video to know who these champions are going to be and why they're going to be OP as well. Some of you might be playing them right now because they're really broken, and some of them are new additions to the actual countdown because of the buffs that are hitting the Rift soon. But we also have a link to one of the best applications I've ever seen, mate, as a challenger coach. Like with these applications, I normally tell students to uninstall them. Honestly, but the OPGG app, easily the best one I've seen, and I actually think it's useful for anyone playing this game in any single elo. Because when you get in champ select, you can have the app choose the runes for you. When you get in game as well, the items that you choose, that is also based off the most popular items built on those champions in higher levels of play, and it's so easy to install and set up. All you have to do is log in and connect your league account. It's so easy and so quick, and you will have this for eternity. One of the things I really love as well that's kind of unique is that they have this OP champions page that updates every single hour. So you can just go onto this and you can see that in every single elo, there are different OP champions because those elos change, of course, right? So if you're diamond or above, you can look at what's OP in diamond and above. If you're platinum, you can have a look at what wins the most in platinum. Same with gold, silver, bronze, etc. I just think it's such a useful tool, and if you guys don't install this, like, you are legit missing out because thousands of people are. So all you have to do is click on one of those links in the description and comment section, and you will know why the Jizz absolutely frosts about this. Like, I think this app is just so good, and it is 100% going to help you win games. So if you want to get an edge on your competition, this is the application you need to download right now. Super easy, super quick, and super freeload. Now let's get into the countdown. Now we're going to start, guys, by talking about the mid laners at 13-12. And first of all, we have Annie. Now Annie is going to continue to be broken simply because nothing in 13.12 is getting nerfed for Annie herself, so directly, but also in terms of items. Nothing is changing for her. In fact, she might even be better because mid laners, when you kill minions now, well, you're not getting -1 gold like you were a couple of patches ago. So they're actually reverting this change. This means you're going to scale a little bit more because you'll be getting more gold for each minion kill. This is kind of important. And I also think for Annie, because Lost Chatter is cheaper now, around 1100 gold, this gives you a bigger power spike earlier, and you can easily get, like, you know, Ludens after this. You can go Leandra's Anguish if the enemy team is very squishy. And because she's such an easy mid laner to pilot, there are some champions that hard counter her. So if you're playing Annie into like big range, it is quite dangerous because you'll just get like poked out of lane. If you're playing Annie into something like a Veigar as well, who can trap you, because Annie, apart from her auto attacks, is kind of close range, right? So that is kind of a weakness for her, but regardless, she's amazing in team fights, and in most elos, people aren't going to space perfectly, so you can easily blind pick this champion as well. So Annie is the first mid laner. Now next up, we have a champion who's probably even more OP than Annie at the moment, and will continue to be in 13-12, this being Nico. I cannot believe, by the way, guys, Nico is not getting nerfed. Like, at every single elo, she's S+ tier. In higher elo, she's got like a 55% win rate, S+ tier by a mile, and she's clearly the best mid laner right now, so I'm really surprised she's not getting hit. Maybe it's because Riot like recently buffed her and they want to give Nico mains, you know, a good amount of time to actually enjoy this for a little bit, and they want to give Nico mains an actual, like, you know, bit of time to enjoy the champion. But yeah, I'm amazed she didn't get nerfed, and because she isn't getting nerfed, I would highly recommend picking her again for 13-12. So if you're playing her at the moment in 13-11, keep doing so. She's not getting nerfed. Just like I said for Annie as well, you'll be getting a little bit more gold in 13-12 via the minions. And yeah, with Sorcerer Shoes, with Rocket Bell, with Shadow Flame, the champion is unreal. There are also some on-hit builds out there that we've talked about in other videos. Maybe we'll do another one in 13-12 if the build is still good. But yeah, Nico's here as well. Now the final mid laner, guys, to talk about in 13-12 is a champion actually getting buffed, this being Ryze. So they're not making him like more blue or changing the color of him. What they're actually doing is increasing the AP ratio in your passive from 6% to 10%. This is a massive increase. Also, the AP ratio in your E is going up from 45% to 50%, and maybe most importantly here, the actual missile speed of your E is increasing from 3,500 to 4,000. This means in terms of actual E queuing, especially close range targets, you're easily going to be able to get your E onto them first, so it will have AoE now. This is going to be huge for Ryze, not just in terms of maybe like clearing waves, because sometimes it wouldn't proc, but also in terms of team fighting, especially those champions close to you, and if they have allied champions next to them. You'll be dealing so much damage to that primary target, and also the secondary targets around them. This is definitely going to see Ryze back in pro play, and honestly probably back to being pick banned. Ryze mains, let me know in the comment section what you actually think of this, and I kind of feel sorry for you because Ryze is kind of chilling at the moment. He's not amazing, but at least he's not like 45% win rate, which is what he's been for so long. Now if we head down to the bot lane, guys, there's only 180 carry I've actually put on this countdown, so you can leave a comment down below telling me if you actually agree with this or disagree. And because Zarya is getting nerfed, Lucian is also kind of getting nerfed, even though he's going to be better now with engaged supports. Kog'Maw is getting nerfed as well. So with these three champions getting nerfed, the only like 80 carry who isn't getting nerfed, who's already broken, is Draven. Like, that's literally it. Now, for sure, there might be some builds out there where Draven is getting nerfed kind of like indirectly, but Bloodthirster isn't really a core item. Gale Force isn't a core item. Rapid Fire Cannon, all of these items are getting nerfed. None of these are core items. So for Draven, if you're going something like Essence Reaver into Ghostblade, if you're going something like Trinity Force, which has randomly come about recently, into like Collector and then maybe BT, okay. But Trinity Force you can build into like Collector or something else. You can also go Infinity Edge after Essence Reaver. There are so many builds out there, and Draven is going to continue to be the best AD carry. I'd highly recommend learning him, guys, for 13-12. Again, we have all the guides on our website to help you do just that, so check those out down below. Now, if we head into the top lane here, so we're going from AD carries to top laners, there are two. Fiora, and then we have Jax. And oh my goodness, man, it is broken record exa. Like, bro, like, I can't change the meta, man. Like, these two champions are still gonna be incredibly broken in 13-12. Jax, if you're going the really OP Trinity Force route, if you're snowballing, you can still go Divine Sundra, which is really busted on him, right? Especially if you're against a lot of HP. And then we have Fiora, you know, still with this graph setup. Guys, they're the two best top laners. I was tempted to maybe put like Nasus in here. I think Nasus will be really good, by the way, if you're playing in anything from like bronze to gold. We also have Rumble potentially in the top lane with some like AP Bruiser build with Demonic Embrace, because some of his damage is scaling off of his HP and all that. So these could be interesting picks, but Jax and Fiora, like, I don't think anyone can argue here. They are going to continue to be the powerhouses in the top lane, and if you don't pick or ban them, then you're kind of trolling, because these champions, yeah, are just the cream of the crop, the top laners. Now, if we go into the jungle, guys, two champions here. Well, one of these champions might be getting nerfed indirectly by the items in 13-12, this being Kindred. So if you are maybe building something like Gale Force on Kindred, if you're going like Rapid Fire Cannon, these items are getting nerfed, right? So Kindred won't be too happy about this, but guess what? It's not the best build for it. And until Trinity Force gets nerfed, this champion is still going to be probably the best jungler in the game. Like, that's what she is at the moment, right? Because of how dumb Trinity Force is. And again, I'm just amazed the Balance team has not nerfed Trinity Force, Nico, and maybe Annie. But even the Rise buffs like seem so overtuned. I don't know what they're doing or what they're smoking. They're on that good kush or something. But for Kindred to like bypass nerfs, like whether it's, you know, a direct nerf to her or to Trinity Force, probably just Trinity Force, right? It's unreal to me. So I would highly recommend, guys, either learning Kindred or banning her in 13-12. I know it's probably like unhealthy for me to encourage you to ban certain champions, but it is just the truth. I'm just going off stats and what they're actually doing in these patches. So yeah, blame Riot Games. You don't want to play Kindred. If you have a bit more self-respect, then I'd highly recommend you guys to pick Rek'Sai. The recent buffs to Rek'Sai in 13-11 were really juicy for her. And then we also have how good Stridebreaker is right now as well. None of Rek'Sai's items are really getting nerfed in 13-12, so she's going to continue to be as OP and as strong as she is right now. This is really good because of the extra 10 AD and Stridebreaker from a couple of patches ago. Along with those buffs that came in, they've shot her into OP territory. In fact, in like Challenger Elo, she has close to a 55% win rate, and she's S+ tier in Platinum and above. So she's really taken off. So if you want to dominate the early game, guys, in your games, Rek'Sai might actually just be the best jungler to do this on. Now, the final jungler to talk about in this video, guys, I reckon you guys can guess who it is, Like, they're not really getting nerfed or buffed in 13-12, which is a good thing. And this isn't Kha'Zix, by the way, because the Bug Splat is actually getting nerfed. This is another assassin attack damage jungler. Can we guess who it is? This, of course, is Rengar. So for Rengar in 13-12, no nerfs. He's going to continue to be as OP as he is. And honestly, I don't know why he's not getting nerfed. This champion in every single elo, just like the rest of these, is pretty much S+ tier and incredibly strong. Whether you're going like full damage with Duskblade because of the buffs to that recently, where the actual threshold to, you know, actual deal the extra damage is a higher HP value, so you're proccing it earlier, and you're also proccing more damage because they buffed that too. So I'm also surprised Duskblade hasn't been nerfed. It's one of the most OP items in the game right now, and I thought they would like kind of semi-revert the damage and also maybe the threshold, the HP threshold on this, but they haven't. So if you're playing Rengar, guys, if you're playing one of the AD assassins even, honestly just go Duskblade. Even if you're playing Draven, by the way, you can consider going Duskblade. But yeah, if you're playing Rengar, Duskblade, it's unreal on him, and you will know why. I'm really surprised they haven't actually done anything to that item or Rengar in 13-12 as far as nerfs go. So Rengar is the final jungler, guys, on this countdown, but there is one more champion we have to talk about before we end this video. Again, guys, if you have not already subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so by hitting that subscribe button down below. And if you want these videos to continue, please leave a like on the video. So the final champion here is the only support on this countdown. Now, we know that because Zeri and Kog'Maw are getting nerfed, and they've been really OP, not only because of the new items coming in, whether it's Trinity Force Zeri, Ginsu's Kog'Maw, we also have the supports around them that are empowering them. Lulu, Milio, and Yuumi are all getting nerfed. So if they're all getting nerfed, who is like the standout support? Who's OP right now who's not getting hit by any of this? This is the Crank. Now guys, if you want to dominate the bot lane from level 1 onwards or even a game, because one hook at level 1 can just mean GG, Blitzcrank is easily the best champion to do this on. And it's really been the case ever since they buffed Blitzcrank's base damages in his Q and ultimate towards the end of last season. So his rocket grab damage went up, and also his ultimate base damage went up as well. I think it was the same patch they buffed Fiddlesticks' like base damage in its Crow Storm. That made him really good. Blitzcrank is exactly the same thing. His base damage in his ultimate is still the same, and his base damage in his Q, even though they nerfed this from rank 2 onwards, it's still really high. So if you land one hook with Glacial Augment in particular, it's just doomed for the enemy ball lane. And also because so many like of these supports are popular, like you've got Milio, Lulu, Yuumi, etc. These champions, you land one pull onto them, well maybe not in Yuumi's case, onto the AD carry, but yeah, it's the same result, right? People are going to die, they're going to go through summoner spells, and because lots of AD carries are starting Cull, it makes them even easier to kill. So one rocket grab in the early game is GG. Guys, those are the top 10 champions for 13.12. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I will see you on our next Season 13 upload. This has been Coach Iggs. Peace.